Hello everyone, this is Shelby with Shelby Creations. Welcome back to the Dragon's Den. Now a lot of you have seen the different hauls that I got from a place called the Crafty Crab, which is like a resale shop or a thrift shop for craft supplies. Well, we found another one here that just opened in town. It's called the Art Exchange. So these places are starting to pop up all over. So please check the area where you live in for different used craft supplies, art exchanges, things like that. And both places do take donations, and they have different arts and craft supplies, fabric and sewing, home and lifestyle, raw materials, jewelry, miscellaneous, office and school, educational. And both places, the Crafty Crab and the Art Exchange, both accept these type of donations. And they're great places just to go and browse. Well, Victoria and I went in there yesterday after my eye doctor's appointment, and I wanted to show you the few things we found. And it was only a couple of dollars, but I love frames, and that was gorgeous. And I think these came out of a bin that were like 4 pieces for $1 or something like that. But I found that one. And then look at this chain. It's just a simple piece of chain, but I mean for $0.25. But it's got the larger links to it, which makes it great for a dangle. And with them being so large, you can easily attach droplets to it, or you can weave a ribbon through it. These are just really great. And that is the perfect length right there for a dangle. Another thing we found is it's this pin. Now, you can take the pin mechanism off. That would be great on the cover of a journal. And the coin beneath it, it's actually metal. So we grabbed that too. Victoria grabbed this beautiful little snowflake, which I thought is adorable. And it does need, like the piece like there is bent, but it can easily be straightened out, and it is great to use. She also found a couple of really large bead caps, which they're hard enough to find, even in the regular brick and mortar stores like Hobby Lobby and Michael's. And look at that one. That is gorgeous. And some of these, when they get to be this large, you have to order them. One of the good places to order, if you're into bead findings and beads, would be firemountaingems.com. They're great. And she found this leaf, which I thought was gorgeous. And yes, it's an earring, but that can easily be cut off. She also found an acrylic rose. And then we found this locket. Now think of this as part of a dangle. Wouldn't that be gorgeous? And yes, it opens. There's nothing inside, but it does open. I just thought that was really, really pretty. And then she found a little piece, but it's missing a cabochon, which is that piece that goes in there. And I went through and you know me, I've got tons of jewelry stuff around here. So I used to do quite a bit. But I found a cabochon that fits, and look at that. But now that we know what size we need, we can easily go and, purchase a different color if she wants a different color. But that is gorgeous. And then next I found these earrings. Now, you may think, I found both of them. You may think, well, what good are they? I'm not looking at them as earrings. Let me show you. I have, see, is this it? That's not it. Where's my, well, I know I've got them in here somewhere. We'll use these. And I can come right in here. I don't know if these are my heavy duty ones or what. Yep. Snip that off, and I've got a frame Yes, another frame. And I don't want to lose those pieces because they'll be all over the floor in a minute. Come in here, just set them where they need to clip them. And now that's gone apart. And now I have another frame. Now there is a little bit of pieces sticking up here. And then you just go back and trim it down where you want it. Now if it's still rough at this point, a simple embroidery file, you know, one of the heavy duty ones like these, that would be really easy. There, and that's taken care of. So now I ended up with 3 frames. Oops, get that off of there. But something else I found, now see these, I would just trash because I wouldn't use those again. What I found, and these were actually $3, so I think we paid like $6 total. But they're a pair of earrings. And the reason why I got them is, one, they have the narrow wire hoops. I don't know if you can see that. But those are the only kind I can wear. I can't wear the larger ones they have now. But on the inside of, you see, was it this one? On one of these, right there, I know you can't see it because I needed a loop to see it, which was, what I used was a really high-powered magnifying glass. It says 18 karat. So for $3, I got a pair of 18 karat gold earrings. So, and yes, I will clean these up and I will wear them. I love hoops. So I'm gonna set these back in here and I will get those cleaned up and we'll be wearing those soon. And not that $3 for 18 karat earrings. That is not a bad price. Let me put the cover back on these. If I do not put the cover back on these, those are very sharp. And you know me, if it falls off my desk, it will end up in my foot. I have scars from pointy tools and craft knives rolling off my desk. So I put those back in there, and I'm keeping my jewelry stuff in a bag here. That when I had my Jeep, this is where the owner's manual stuff went in, and I loved it. And it's great for holding my jewelry tools. So no, it wasn't a craft. It wasn't made for crafts, but I use it. Use what you have at home. So I thought, you know, what we found here, it's not much, but, you know, it's stuff that we can work with, things we can do with, and you don't have to go out and spend a fortune. You know, look for these little resale shops and see what you can find. I mean, we just got a few items, and this is all you need to start with. Find a few things. Another thing to look for is, like, if you do go to thrift stores, look in the jewelry section. There's all kinds of jewelry that you can buy and dismantle. This has one of my boxes of things that, see, there's a few cabochons and a few other ones. And I've got buttons in here, wooden buttons. I keep my wooden buttons separate from everything else. These are pieces, as you can tell, from jewelry. These are other pieces from jewelry that I have collected. And this is just one of my bins. I've got several. I mean, that would be gorgeous as a drop. And I mean, look at the heart. And it was already on a piece of chain. And it's a larger chain that I like. So yeah, all of this came from cut apart jewelry. And something like this, it was an earring. I snipped the back off, and I can use this on a cover. I would glue the top part down and just leave that to dangle. So there's a lot of things. A Santa Claus pin. But now see, even with this, I can cut that off and glue it, the whole thing, to a Christmas journal. So there's a lot of things you can do. Like with the button here, I would cut the shank off, but I can't do it before I use it because on the ones with the metal, if you cut that off, that part will pop out, unless that's what the part you want to use. But yeah, this is stuff. This goes in here with my other buttons. Put that in there. But that is this one. And now in here, like I said, old jewelry that I found. There are bracelets and earrings, and I mean for St. Patrick's Day. You know, all kinds of things. That would either be good as, that would definitely be good as a dangle, or on the cover. You know, it's all different things that you can find in old jewelry. I can get it back out there. But like I said, I wanted to share with you some of the things. I'll put it all away in 2 minutes of what we have got, and let you know that there are places other than Hobby Lobby and Michael's and the other brick and mortar craft stores, you know, the retail stores. Look for your exchange shops. Look for your craft thrift stores and things of that items. You'd be surprised at things that you find. And you've seen what I found through Crafty Crab already. So I wanted to share this with you. If you enjoyed what I've shared with you today, give me a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe to my channel. And until next time, bye guys.